Welcome back everyone to another Company of Heroes 2 video, and this time we'll be reviewing a patch. Yes, everybody loves patches, so I'm just gonna be looking at the new patch. Yay. Interestingly, they seem to have color-coded things. Oh, hold on. Okay. The scope of this patch was focused around two primary pillars, light vehicle play in green and infantry scaling in purple. As well as two secondary areas of dominate meta blues, Soviet guards and penals, and USF mortar. I have not looked at this ever. I've not looked at the mod, I've not looked at the beta patch, nothing. So I do not know anything. Wanted to make, also this is going to be annoying, make using these units less frustrating as a reinforcement platform and more reliable in order to better supplement Wehrmacht field presence. Okay, so half-tracks now have shared veterancy from infantry squads and weapon teams. Okay. Low times for all half-tracks. I do not know what that means. That's fine. Given a handbrake ability to prevent unwanted movement, that's pretty good. I like that. You can now basically set down half-tracks. 251 half-track can now carry mortar teams. Not sure how useful that would be. That is, unless they can fire from the half-track, that would be hilariously overpowered. So, okay, that's just the shared veterancy. That's fine. So giving half-tracks more ability to gain veterancy from nearby infantry, that's a pretty good idea, actually. Sniper's cloak ability is overperforming, making them difficult to counter with infantry. Yes, I agree. When firing a shot, or using an offensive ability when you're not camouflaged, the unit will be unable to become camouflaged again for 10 seconds. Oh, that's punishing as hell. Cannot cloak out of combat for... cannot cloak until out of combat for 3 seconds. Okay, so snipers got a very, very big nerf to their sneakiness, which is okay, because snipers can be very, very, very annoying to play against. Stealth changes. To bring other stealth units in line with the cloaking changes made to snipers, we have applied the following cloaking restriction. So anti-tank guns also cannot recloak for a while. Neither type of unit. Oh, okay. Also, tanks that have cloaks, which I feel is good because, in general, just cloaking is retarded. I feel like it can be good, but like it has to be done right. I think that in some ways it's done right. Now it should be a little bit better, especially with the infantry nerfs and especially the vehicle nerfs. That is, in my opinion, the big offender, because it's also the one that makes the least amount of sense. Veterancy rates from infantry baseline to tank. Okay, so 3 times less experience. That's interesting because I feel like part of the reason why you'd want to go with those is to get more veterancy, but that's, I guess, fine. Quad. Wanted to tone down the performance of the quad to be in line with light tanks and other suppressing platforms. In order to make infantry counters to this unit viable, the M17 can no longer suppress enemy squads on the move. Oh, that's very, very rough for the quad. And I don't think it quite deserved the nerf all that much. So moving burst reduced, moving accuracy reduced, near rate of fire reduced from, that's not that big of a deal. Accuracy reduced from blah to blah. Okay, so now nobody will ever build a quad again, especially with the half-track reinforcement buffs. It doesn't really make any sense. They did reduce the munitions cost, but it's still way too many munitions and it's now worthless. So, yay. Mortars, vet-free no longer grants range to increase the auto attacks. Okay, I like that. I really like that because mortars can be very, very efficient. And so having them be less efficient, that's pretty fine. Penals. Combination of raw amount... Hold on. The raw amount of bonuses the penal battalion squads receive with the power of the Flamer upgrade made the squad give away... Yeah, okay. We all know this. So, we are giving penal battalions... Well, removing some of the power of penal battalions, we are giving penal battalions access to some anti-tank utility. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so increasing the pop cap cost... Penal veterancy accuracy reduced, which is fair. Veterancy free reduces the cost of satchel charges from 45 to 35. That's pretty worthless. No longer gains access to the Ura. No longer have the Flamethrower upgrade. Now have a 2 PTRS upgrade. Huh. I thought it would be anti-tank grenades, but it's PTRSs. Okay. So, okay. So it's less accurate, I think, than the guard PTRS. And it has a drop rate that's 0.33, which is, I think, the same as the guard PTRS. I'm not sure on that. And satchel charges can now also behave as vehicle snares. That's pretty fine. So friendly fire multiplier increased, that's fine. Damage versus vehicles reduced. Well, why would you do that if you want people to use it against vehicles? It's already pretty hard to hit. Oh, it will stick to vehicles if it hits them. Oh, I like that. I actually like that. That makes a lot of sense. So basically, yes, I agree. I like that. What I don't like is causes engine snare on targets with 75% HP or lower. I would like it to cause snare on something that's a little bit higher. Because even AT grenades have like a 80 or 90% HP that it needs to be before it causes... Oh, right, after the damage is applied, though. Okay, then that's fine. Because if it's gonna do all that much damage, then that's gonna mean basically all the time the vehicle is taking any damage, then it's gonna be taking that damage and the snare as well, which is fine. Such as can be targeted directly on enemy vehicles, however, the throw will abort if at any time the target leaves the range of the ability, so basically it's not homing in. I like that change a lot. I don't like giving them the PTRSs. I think they should have a Papa Shot upgrade. But, yeah, because even when I saw this, I'm like, P, and an S at the end, so it has to be Papa Shot, right? But I guess it wasn't. Guards, they were overperforming in ratio to unit cost. No, they weren't. Well, yes, they did supplement any strategy, but that wasn't because of any of their actual stats. It was because all the other Soviet things are very limited. Like, they're just very bad. Shock troops are way overpriced. Now, the penals aren't really that good against enemy infantry. Then you have the Dushk, which is the other call-in unit that you can get around that time with the Soviets, but that's also pretty weak because it's not a mainline infantry. It's not elite infantry, it's only a weapon team. So like now the Soviets basically lack, well, partisans, okay, partisans did get the stealth nerf. I wonder if they got any more changes though. No, they didn't. So now people are gonna be going with partisans or shocks. Oh, partisan grenade got nerfed, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't see this as a good idea. Damage versus non-vehicles reduced. I'm guessing that's for the PTRS. Damage versus vehicles... Wait, hold on. Okay, right. Makes sense. So basically, nerfed PTRSs, nerfed cost, increased the damage on deflection, which is ridiculous. So basically now you can spam a bunch of guards and eventually it's going to... I wonder if this applies to conscript PTRSs as well, or to the... Yeah, it also applies to the penal PTRS, so you can spam like 4 penals and just kill vehicles that way. Okay, I don't really see the point of that being a thing. Guards can now rebuy lost items and equipment, which is a fairly decent quality of life change. Vet 2 accuracy bonus reduced. That's a bad idea. Vet 2 received accuracy bonus decreased from 0.83 to 0.88. That's also bad. Okay, but they compensated for the Vet 3. Okay, so I see they shifted power away from Vet 2 over to Vet 3. That's, I guess, fine. So all of this is fine. All of this really isn't, except the guards can now rebuy lost items. That's good. This is bad, because they do not need to be nerfed extra against enemy infantry. They do not need more cost. They need other options for the Soviets to be better. And then they need some of the later things for the Soviets to be nerfed, things that are actually overperforming. But like the penals, to be fair, that nerf is a very good one. But I really don't see the point of nerfing guards. RGD-43 fragmentation grenade, AoE damage reduced from 0.5 to 0.25. Oh, that's far damage. Okay, makes sense. Ready aim time increased. See, but the thing is, I'm pretty sure the RGD-43 costs more than these other grenades. the RGD-33 costs 45 munitions, whereas I'm pretty sure that these other ones don't cost 45 munitions. So why the hell would it cost more and be the same? Oh, right. I'm stupid. Makes sense. Okay, so now it's the same price and in line with the others. That's fine. That's pretty fine, I think. And it doesn't even require, obviously, the tech that the Pineapple requires, so that's even better. T70 nerfed. Okay, that's good. T70 was a little bit overperforming. That's something that I had in mind as well. And I like that it got nerfed, but the Soviet anti-infantry, what are they going to do now to kill infantry, especially alien infantry? What are they going to do? They don't have guards who can kill infantry. They don't have penals who can kill infantry. They don't have the T70 who can kill infantry. Well, they still do, okay, but... Okay, so they increase the health. Crew repair removed, so it's not going to be able to get that cheeky bonus where it cannot... Oh, this is a big buff, actually. Because AT guns now can two-shot it, I think. Yep, I'm pretty sure that now the AT guns are not going to be able to two-shot the T70 anymore, because usually the crew repair, the point of that would be that, so you get shot by an AT gun, your T70 is at half, basically exactly half, so 160 health removed. Then you pop the crew repair, and the second shot is going to just slightly not have enough damage to kill it. That was the point. And it looks like that's not what's going to happen anymore, which is, in my opinion, a mistake, because I'd rather have crew repair stay in and have you required to get that extra click in, to get that extra game knowledge in, because not everybody knows about that, to have your T70 survive a little bit longer than just having more health. I do not know. I think that added a little bit of, I guess, pseudo-skill. Reload speed increased from blah 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 to blah blah blah. Okay. So I can see why they would do that, because they decreased the AoE damage, they increased the scatter, and okay, this improves targeting, that's fine. So they also buffed the veterancy, which is very, very nice. I'd like to see veterancy being better, because it's always a good idea to keep units alive, and it's a good idea to incentivize that. Coaxial MG cooldown decreased from 5 to 3. Okay, so that's, I guess, the reload time. Oh, no. Hold on. Coaxial MG cooldown. Okay, so it's cooldown between bursts. Okay, so that's fine. So basically buffing the coaxial MG. Yep. Buffing the coaxial MG. Debuffing the main gun. And then nerfing... Oh! Wait. Okay, so they changed... Okay, so they merged capture point and recon mode. That's actually huge. Well, not actually. No, it's not huge. It's a nice thing, because normally you'd have to activate both things, and that's just a little bit more micro. It's pretty decent. It's a pretty decent quality of life change, though, because now you can cap while having that extra line of sight, which is good. So that's actually not that big of a nerf to the T70. I was expecting it to be gutted in pure relic fashion, but they didn't gut it. They just made it. They just shifted things around, which is, I think, a step in the right direction, because relic would usually just gut things completely. Wehrmacht. Wehrmacht, more staying power on the field. Mexicans will now fully heal up a squad. That's good. Cost reduced. That's good. Squads can now use the ability on themselves. That's good. It's not possible to interrupt the casting of... Okay, that's awesome. I like those changes. Not really that big, but it's nice. Okay. Felt the Pioneer damage output was underperforming, improving infected in combat. Sure. I like the Pioneer population decrease. That's a nice idea, because I feel like, you know, people should use engineers more. So having them be more worthwhile, I guess, because they're already worthwhile, is good, just to, you know, edge people into the right direction. Assault Grenadiers, yeah, they're pretty bad. Reinforced cost lowered, good. Grenade Assault munitions cost lowered, that's not a good idea. Grenade Assault aim time and ready aim time reduced by half to allow faster aim throwing. No. These two are very bad, because the Grenade Assault can be very, 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 very powerful. It's essentially like... It's like if the OKW Grenade Assault didn't have any long cooldowns. It has the capacity to wipe people very, very easily, and before it was mainly used against either support weapons or people who weren't really paying attention. Because of its high cost, you really couldn't spam it, so it was in a pretty balanced state, and now it's both cheaper and incredibly good. Like, it's going to be hard to avoid getting Grenade Assaulted now. Because really, the main thing is that the Grenade Assault, it takes quite a while for the guys to aim and throw. But then once they do throw, the grenades explode very quickly, and they do a ton of damage in a very good area. So they just basically removed all the downsides, and now it's only really good. Squad Leader armor reduced. Oh, didn't even know the Squad Leader had armor. Okay, medical kits removed. Currency now grants minus 10% reduced accuracy. Or received accuracy, okay. Reduces recharge on sprint by 25%. Sure, I guess. That's gonna help make them more survivable, which is, I guess, fine. It's one of the big problems with Assault Grenadiers. Interrupting the grenade early enough would immediately reset the cooldown. Okay. Panzer Grenadiers. They're strong, but their timing means other factions already have veterancy on their infantry, making it difficult for Panzer Grenadiers killing in veterancy. That's retarded. That's bullshit. I mean, if you watch any of my casts, or if you play the game at all, you know that Panzer Grenadiers are pretty damn good, in good hands. And I guess it's fine to give them a little bit... No, it's just bad. Okay, so it's just bad overall. Oh wait, hold on. Oh no, okay, they just shifted power onto Vet 1 instead of Vet 2. Okay, I guess it's... I really don't see the point, but okay. Because people aren't going to be getting 4 Panzer Grenadiers unless they just want to spam Panther Shreks. So I really don't see the point in buffing them in this way. Fire aim time reduced, so okay, so basically they also nerfed the G40 freeze. What? Fire aim time multiplier reduced from... Oh, okay, no, so they aim quicker. Okay, good. Okay, I see. Yeah, they buffed G40 freeze, that's good. I thought they were nerfing them, like, why? Okay, 222. Wasn't scaling with veterancy as well as other light vehicles and suffered from inconsistent damage output, preventing them from tracking infantry properly. So thought that the autocannon was too reliant on AoE for damage, and our concern with the 222 was that it was too cheap relative to its performance. Okay, so I read all of this and I'm like, have you played the game at all? The 222 is pretty good. And then I'm like, it was too cheap relative to its performance. Yes, I agree. So having it be buffed but being more consistent is good. That's a pretty big nerf. 30 fuel costs instead of 15. I would expect it more 25 in that kind of range. We'll see how different it is in terms of performance. Variancy requirements increased. That's bad for people with Scott. Damn it! They're not gonna have map hacks anymore. Damn it. That's gay. I guess whatever. Party's over with the scout car with the spotting scopes. This is one of those tricks that, if you know about them, you can have fun with it. Acceleration increase. Interesting. I guess they just wanted to make it more survivable. Veterancy 1 improved received accuracy to... Okay. Wait, what? Received accuracy to a vehicle. That's hilarious. And veterancy 3 rewards extra HP. Weird. Autocannon accuracy reduced. Okay, no. Okay, reduced to near, same mid, and more far. Okay. Rate of fire multiplier more consistent. Okay. And near damage reduced. But penetration increased by nothing. Mid-range distance. Okay, so it's easier to get into close distance. Except since they changed these two things, it doesn't really make any difference to be in close distance as opposed to long distance. This is just Relic in a nutshell. I don't understand what this Like, after seeing these other two changes, this change doesn't make any sense. If it was on its own, it would be a buff. But since it is with these things, it's neither. It's not a buff, it's not a nerf. MG42 not properly tracks infantry, okay. But accuracy has been reduced. Increases with veterancy, okay, I like that. Range is near from 10 to 0? What? How does that make any sense? Or does that mean that it can fire from 0 meters? Because I'm trying to judge whether or not range distance from 10 to 0 means from 10 under or from 10 up, and from 0 under to 0 up. Because if it's the lower number, then okay, that means that earlier on maybe it couldn't fire under 10 and now it can. If it's the other thing, it means it's now never in a near distance. So what's the point of even having a near? I don't understand. 0.75% accuracy versus sniper down. No, why? Oh, right, because they nerfed snipers. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I still would like snipers to be a little bit more punishable, especially since British snipers are supposed to be, you know, having that ability to stun vehicles and such. They should be a little bit sort of punished in that way. Shugi, overly effective for its cost, especially as a call-in bypass tech requirements. For more target weak point, allowed the Shugi to have strong anti-tank utility, even though it was primarily an anti-infantry vehicle. Wait, target weak point still gave it a stun? Now it applies Steward Blind. Dude, Steward Blind is really good. Steward Blind is extremely good. Okay, that's... I'm not sure if earlier on it was the Stug G target weak point, which is the one that disables... It disables something. The other one stuns. The pack one stuns. The Steward one does some... Or sorry, not the Steward one. The Stug G one does some kind of disable, which I forget at this moment. So I'm not sure which one of the two it was. If it was the Stug G one, then this is a buff, actually. Because the Steward Blind is really nice. If it was the stun one, then of course it's a nerf. Because stuns, you know, kind of keep people in there for you to kill. And then they just seem to have destroyed it, which is weird because I thought they had already like nerfed it pretty severely. Ballistic to big explosive, so I guess it does more damage to buildings, which is fine considering it's a you know, short-barreled assault gun, which is supposed to do well to buildings. So I really like that they gave it some kind of utility against garrisons and buildings. And now it's a slow... Oh, okay. So I see what they're doing. So they're trying to make it into a sort of mini Broom Bear. I don't see that being a good idea, especially... Well, I guess it's... Since it's in mechanized assault, I guess it would be nice for a sort of utility vehicle. Just to have it, and then there's just a bunch of nerfs. Scatter offset turns to 0. I'm not sure what that is. Puma. Roll of an anti-vehicle and soft counter tanks. However, the target weapon's ability to stun even the heaviest tanks made it overperform for cost and mobility. Well, see, the thing is, when you're going with mobile defense, you really need the Puma to be good. And I think this is not a good nerf. As much as I think that the Puma is really, really good, especially with target weak point, maybe with target weak points it's even a little bit too good. But now I think that there's really no point in having the Osthair Puma over the OKW Puma. That is, unless that vet-free MG42 bug is still there. I will have to see in the bug fixes if they fix that bug. Because there's a bug for the... Wait, maybe they already fixed it. I don't know. There used to be a bug on the Puma where if you have vet-free Osthair Puma with a machine gun, it's like ridiculous and it does huge damage to infantry. I don't know. In 1919, light machine guns, yes, it was overperforming. Can no longer be double equipped with weapon racks. So I wonder, hold on, does that mean that you can equip one 1919 and one BAR? Because that will still make the rifleman really good with the M1919. If not, if you can only equip one M1919, that is, the M1919 takes up 2 slots, then that's actually counterproductive to equip the M1919 because you'd rather just have 2 BARs. That's a very, very big if on that. I'll have to test that out. Riflemen. To improve Wehrmacht's late-game infantry scaling, USF riflemen have received a slight reduction in their veterancy free bonuses. Okay, I agree. Riflemen were a little bit overperforming sometimes, but I really think that a lot of that was just due to the M1919s. So nerfing those, that's already kind of impacting riflemen in a pretty big way, considering how expensive riflemen are compared to grenadiers, because this is, it seems, aimed at improving Wehrmacht rather than OKW. So really, grenadiers are cheaper, and now, again, depending on how that M1919 nerf might end up playing out, they might just be very, very good compared to the cost. Compared to riflemen, obviously. 81mm mortar. A mortar barrage, rate of fire, veterancy, bonuses have been causing this unit to overperform. Yes, I agree. Furthermore, it was overshadowed. It has overshadowed the more expensive pack howitzer. Yes, of course. Lacking only range on the barrage until the pack howitzer its veterancy 2. Yes, I agree. Cost reduced. Okay. Range reduced. Nice, because it's, you know, a small mortar, so should be very, well, maybe not very risky, but it should be a little bit riskier to use. AoE near distance reduced from, okay, so both on attack and barrage. That's gonna make it a little tiny less effective. Then reduce the rate of fire of the barrage ability. Yes, to Ostmortar Rebels. That's really nice. Backup time increased. Or no, improved. Okay, that's nice. Because I'm like, why would they make it, you know, take longer to pack up? That was, you know, wouldn't really make much sense because it's a mortar. It's supposed to be, you know, mobile. Setup duration decreased. Okay. Veterancy 09 provides smoke barrage ability within 65 range. Reduces scatter bonus replaced by increased smoke and barrage range. I like that. Smoke is good. Removed certain accuracy bonuses of vet free that would further increase the accuracy of the mortar. Okay, I like that. So basically now the USF mortar is a little bit more in line with what it's supposed to be. So it's going to be more of a utility sort of thing that you just buy in the mid game sometimes because you might need a mortar to clear out buildings and to assault MGs with a smoke barrage rather than just a machine of death. Which is okay. They could have nerfed it a little bit harder, I think, with how it was overperforming, but that's fine. Vehicle crews, really? So, quick repair now takes 4 seconds instead of 0, and it costs more. And the veterancy requirements have been increased. Now, that's a deceptive buff. It may seem like a nerf, but it's actually kind of a deceptively quality of life buff. Because it's going to allow you to have a bit of a better understanding of when your vehicle crew is going to be giving a vehicle more or less levels of veterancy, right? Because earlier on you just had 800 to reach vet free, so you'd have a vet free vehicle crew, but then you didn't know how much more experience they had after that, and a lot of vehicles, 800 from that vet free was barely enough to get to vet 1 maybe. So there was actually a very big difference between a crew that was in a vehicle for a long time and had about 2,000 experience saved up and one that had just gone to vet free, but you wouldn't really get to know which of your crews was the more experienced one. So it actually, this change kind of helps you in discerning what vehicle crew you want, what vehicle, which is nice. Of course, this is actually mostly meant just to have the 650 of the vet 1 reduce the availability of the crew repair, crit repair for the vehicle crew, which is also, I guess, fine. Felt that the Steward was overperforming in its role as an anti-infantry unit and a strong light vehicle counter. Furthermore, the stun rounds allowed it to hunt down light vehicles that were designed to counter it. Yeah, like the Puma. Thus, we've made it the following changes to solidify the role as a primary anti-vehicle unit. So, Manpower cost increased. Okay. Main gun damage versus infantry set to... I don't like that. Main gun penetration increased from 65 75. So, okay, I like that. Oh, so they solidified the vehicle as solidified the unit as an anti-light vehicle unit. That's good. It's good because there's a lot of USF units that can provide that anti-infantry role, like the M20 very, very early on, the military truck very, very, very early on. Then obviously the flak half-track. Even now, this is interesting because the M8 from the Recon company, they made it so that unit has the same gun stats as the Stuart. So I wonder if these gun stat changes apply to the M8 as well, which would be quite hilarious. But yes, I think that the M8 now might actually have a purpose, which is hilarious. Yes, it would also be a bit of a buff to the lieutenant tier indirectly. And I like the further solidifying the captain tier as an anti-vehicle tier. Stun rounds only disables weapons on sight, does not affect movement. Oh, that's sad. Because I really, really like... So it's actually much worse against light vehicles. Despite the fact that they say they want to solidify the role as a primarily anti-light vehicle unit. Because they incredibly nerfed it to light vehicles, which is weird. A half-track... Oh, okay. Changes to opposing factions. We are adjusting the performance to bring it in line with light vehicles. This will help the lieutenant tier from dominating over the captain tier. Manpower cost reduced. Main gun damage minus 50%. Okay, never mind. So I guess the USF just doesn't have any damage against infantry from light vehicles now. Which is weird because really the changes to light vehicles of other factions, I still have yet to see the Lukes. Changes to light vehicles of other factions don't seem to have really affected the way in which they kill infantry, except a little bit the A half-track for the Soviets. But the T-70 is still going to be able to do tons of damage against enemy infantry. The 222 seems like it's still going to be able to do damage against enemy infantry. Not as much as before, but still do quite a bit. And I wonder how the Lukes is going to be then. It seems like they're just going to nerf light vehicles a lot, which is good, to be fair, because light vehicles are a little bit overperforming. 50 cal MG accuracy increase is worthless. And the veterancy free bonuses now apply to the main gun. I don't like this change to the A half-track, but I guess the A half-track can be very, very oppressive. I wonder what the OKW A half-track will get. Haha. Sturm Pioneer. Risk versus reward of the mechanized HQ as a tech choice will become too high due to not offering any type of healing. To compensate, the Sturm Pioneers have medical supplies available to them from the start. Okay. So now medical supplies are available at Vet Zero, and they give... that's still not very good though, I think. Still don't really like that, but I guess it's fine. OKW's heavy Panzerfaust cost maybe... Wait, what? What do you mean heavy Panzerfaust cost? It's 35. What should it be? Apparently 25. Requires an SWS being summoned into the field as opposed to a truck being set up. That's ridiculous. So basically, being summoned onto the field, what does that even mean? Does that mean that you can just, like, click a truck, right? And then that's going to unlock, you're going to click to buy a truck. That's going to unlock the Panzerfaust. What would happen if I then cancel the purchasing of the truck? Do I still get the Panzerfaust? And also, why can I get the Panzerfaust literally at the start of the game? Like, that is a ridiculous counter to very, very early light vehicles. Like, what is the point of a brand carrier against OKW? What is the point of a scout car against the OKW? An M3 scout car, I mean. What is the point of a military truck against OKW? What's the point of an M20 even against OKW now? Because Panzerfaust is going to be available so early. Like, OKW just goes from having no vehicle snares to having the earliest possible vehicle snare ever, even reducing the munitions cost, so making it more likely that people are going to have access to multiple uses of the Panzerfaust earlier. That's ridiculous. Okay, changes made to stealth. The Raketenwerfer has become overly vulnerable to infantry flanks. No, it can retreat. Like, how about the OKW players learn to play and use MGs to cover your ATs, and use infantry to avoid enemy infantry flanking, and watch your flanks? I mean, the Raketenwerfer has a retreat function. That means it's like the most survivable weapon crew against enemy infantry. This leaves the performance of the Raketenwerfer somewhat lacking against vehicles. So reduce the ready aim time of the Raketenwerfer. Oh, look at that. That's ridiculous. Because the Raketenwerfer is already the quickest AT weapon to set up, and now it can also be the quickest one to aim at people. Well, I'm not sure if it's the quickest one, but it's very, very quick. So it's now going to be very, very hard to actually flank a Raketenwerfer with a vehicle, because it's just going to be able to keep up with you and get shots off all the time. Increase the fire aim time of the Raketenwerfer from 0.25 to... Wait, what? Oh, okay. That I see. So they transfer that from ready aim time to fire aim time. I'm not sure what the difference between the two is, but it seems like it's going to be basically the same. Wait, so how is it supposed to be a buff then? I don't understand. I really don't understand, actually. Yeah, I actually really don't understand what the change to that is. I definitely disagree with this paragraph, though. 251 half track, we found that the 251 was underperforming in its role as entry. What? What? How? Lack of infantry support, and inability to counter some of OKW's primary threats, such as MG lockdown. Wait, okay, so they were underperforming in its role as an anti-infantry unit due to its immobility, which is arguable, but I can see why, because it obviously has to stop to shoot. Vulnerability to vehicle rushes, okay, fine, but that's with all A half-tracks, because that's what they're supposed to be weak to. Of course, the 251 flak half-track also is pretty damn good against some light vehicles, so this is not entirely accurate either. Lack of infantry support, I'm not sure what that is supposed to mean. If the 251 is lacking infantry support, that's the fault of the player, because he's not supporting it with infantry. Or I guess it means it's lacking adequate infantry to support it against vehicle rushes? Oh wait, they just made Panzerfausts ridiculous, so I don't understand. Also, they have the Panzerschrecks on the Sturmpiles. I don't understand what this is supposed to mean. And inability to counter some of OKW's primary threats, such as the MG lockdown. That's arguable. I mean, it's got a very long range. And how is MG lockdown supposed to be like an OKW related threat? I mean, okay, OKW has the incendiary grenade that it can use against MGs when you flank, which is how you're supposed to be dealing with MGs. In alternative, it's got the support gun, which is a very, very, very fine way to rid yourself of machine guns, which is, by the way, superior to basically all of the ways the Allies have to rid themselves of MGs, because the British mortar is better at dealing damage, but it's obviously stationary. It can't move. The Soviet mortar, let's not speak of that. Let's speak of that unit. Yes, it can be useful against MGs, but it's not as good as the Leagod. I guess the Pack Howitzer is a little bit better, but it's more expensive. And now the USF mortar got a little bit nerfed. So this is ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. Penetration increased. Defensive smoke. Oh, no. Oh, okay, but they gave it ammunitions cost. Thank Jesus. Still too powerful because it's an instant, like, get out of jail for free card that now no longer even requires Vet 1, so it's, like, ridiculous. But at least now it has a munitions cost. Okay, but now, I don't understand that. That makes no sense. Build time from... Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Because you don't want people rushing this unit now too quickly. So having 15 extra build time is good. Garrison damage multiplier increased from 0.25 to 35. I don't think this is a good idea. Because remember when there was... I'm not sure if it was the Black Half-Track or if it was something else that had a ridiculous... Right, the Centaur. The Centaur. Remember that thing? That thing had a ridiculous multiplier against garrisons as well, while being a anti-air sort of autocannon with AoE damage type deal. Because the thing that these guys forget to mention is that the 251 half-track has a much higher AoE than the actual American half-track, and obviously than the Soviet half-track, because the Soviet A half-track does not have any AoE. So that's a thing that has, you know, a pretty good meaning. I mean, it's important to have AoE on these autocannon things because it's just really good. AoE far reduced. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jesus. Only affects anti-gar. Okay, so that's nice. That instantly addresses my concern. Okay. Minimum range removed. That's retarded. How are you gonna counter it with like an infantry rush now then? I mean, okay, right, you can have 5 Pinos and you can kill it with PTRS spam. Or you can kill it with Boise T rifle spam or bazooka spam. Or Piat spam. But other than that, how are you gonna actually, like, get in close and exploit the fact that there was the minimum range? Because if they remove options to fight against it, then what's the point of, you know, having even this game exist at all? I mean, units are just gonna be rock, paper, scissoring each other all the time without any nuance or, you know, tricks that you can use to destroy them. I don't like them removing options like this to exploit unit weaknesses. Handbrake ability added to prevent... I like that. I like those handbrakes a lot. Panzer II Lukes. This is gonna be interesting. Following changes aim to make the Lukes more consistent in damage output, reducing spikes as well as removing several sources of inconsistencies. That's okay. These changes are intended to keep the unit as a strong AI vehicle while giving opposing players enough... Oh, anti-infantry vehicle while giving enough time to opposing players to react to an engagement. To do this, we're making the main gun of the Lukes ignore suppression modifiers of the target unit. Okay. We're also increasing the performance of the Lukes when it closes in on enemy squads, which was already really, really good, so I don't really understand the point of that. With this change, the Lukes will ignore cover of nearby infantry units if driven up within 10 meters of them, similar to small weapons fire. Okay, yes, that is exactly what I was thinking when I saw that. Okay, so basically now the Lukes is like a fast infantry unit. I do not know. Manpower cost reduced. Whoa. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Rushing the Lukes, especially with the... No. I don't like that. I think the fuel the fuel cost should have at least stayed the same. AoE damage reduced. Okay. That's a pretty big nerf. Okay, I understand why they removed that cost. Okay. I understand. Fixed an issue where a large portion of the shots would miss into the air. I like that. Accuracy reduced. Okay. Yes, because obviously since a large portion of the shots were actually bugged, I remember that. And then some would hit and just destroy people. They made it a little bit more consistent. So it's not based on a bug anymore, it's just based on RNG. Kappa. Vet 2 accuracy reduced from... Okay. Moving accuracy increased. Oh, that's very, very bad idea. That's an extremely bad idea. You gotta know why, because, I mean, all these nerfs to light vehicles were kind of supposed to be partially to make them a little bit harder for them to just be roving machines of death. And this is exactly what this is making Lukes, because it basically makes sure that from Vet 2 on, the Lukes has a half accuracy on the move than it is stationary, which is not a good idea. It's absolutely a trash idea because it shouldn't be this high. 0-4 was perfectly fine. It was already able to destroy infantry on the move just fine, especially with Vet 5 with the lovely suppression that it gets. Veterancy requirements lowered. I don't like... Well, I kind of like that, but I kind of don't. I like it for the early levels, but I don't like it for the late levels. Because, again, it turns into an MG. A moving MG at Vet 5. This is exactly the reason why they nerfed the A half-track. They don't want moving MGs. And they just made the Lukes into a even easier to get moving MG. Well, of course, it's not... Oh, okay, it's an ability. Never mind. So, it seems like these people have finally playtested something. So, well, shows how nice I am for berating them so much. Okay, 20mm versus garrisons. Oh. Damage all in hold set to true. That's ridiculous. Okay, I really dislike that. The Luke's was weak versus garrisons, which was one of its actual counters that not everybody knew about. And now they have just made it so it's ridiculous. Because it's going to damage all in the garrison, and their damage multiplier is going to be even higher. And the accuracy multiplier is at half. So what it's going to do is it's going to hit more, it's going to do more damage when it hits, and when it hits, it's going to hit everybody, which is ridiculous. Aim shot ability, given the changes to other faction-like vehicles, this ability will make it so the Puma would also be the best vehicle for wiping infantry squads. What? Are you certain? Because I don't think so. Oh, right, because, okay, I see what they're doing. Okay. See, because I thought that they meant, like, a normal squad comes in, Puma wipes them out, 5 people, then 0 people. What this actually is talking about is when there's, like, one person running away. Yeah. When there's, like, one person running away, you need to kill them, and you just do an aim shot and you kill them. That's not possible anymore because it's now, like, the sniper. So it's going to hit some of the times. It's not going to hit all of the times. And the accuracy, it's also going to suffer more penalties when you're moving, so you're going to have to stop, and possibly they can get out of range during that time. Okay, I like that. I feel that Piats are a primary influence as to why the British are using a disparity in the early and late game anti-tank capabilities. Piats also pose a problem with between game modes, skill levels, and maps due to the fact that they can be manually and precisely aimed. Following changes will make Piats more consistent and easier to use at all skill levels in all situations. A homing project, that's not a good idea. If there's no obstruction between the Piat and the target. Same accuracy as bazookas for ranges between 0 and 30. Good. Range reduced from... I'm not sure I entirely agree. Because that's going to make it pretty hard to use them effectively. Damage reduced from... Okay. Okay, so it's much less damaging on deflection. I like that. I like that a lot. Munitions cost increased. Firing time reduced. This is just the... Okay, so this is just a huge nerf. Except for this. Yep. Yeah. Except this is just all a huge nerf. Making Piats a little bit less ridiculous, which is good. We have found that the Sapper squad simply scaled too well due to the reduced reinforcement cost. If you say so. Can now only equip one brain gun for squad. Sure. I guess that's fine. I really never saw, like, Sapper spam, but I guess it's okay. AC. Anti-infantry damage was far too potent with a vehicle with so much anti-tank capabilities. Okay. AC also suffers from extreme low armor, causing it to be destroyed by S-mines and HG teams too easily. We have made changes to the Tread Breaker ability that will make it considerably more consistent and easier to use. Okay. So frontal armor increased, a little bit easier to protect itself. Medium crush replaced with light crush, okay, that's fine. Smoke cooldown reduced. Yeah, I like that. As much as I dislike smoke, If you're gonna have smoke in the game, might as well have it be the same for everyone. Main gun increased the accuracy. Not much. Range profile increased from... Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I still wonder what this means, like 0 instead of 10 and 10 instead of 0. Does that mean that it cannot fire under 10? Or what? I don't understand. Moving accuracy increased. That's not a thread breaker ability. Turret rotation increased from 35 to 40. I like that. Because it did have sometimes problems to keep up with its own speed. Main gun AoE reduced to match the Puma. Okay. Mat scatter. So this is now a Puma. It's now a Puma with some changes due to the different cost and teching requirements. But it's basically a Puma. So added a projectile scatter. Didn't have a projectile. Interesting. Scatter changed. This makes the threat shot more reliable. Cone of fire increased. Stationary accuracy increased. Duration reduced. Okay, that's fine. Quality of life changes. Squad formations and clumping. There's a disparity in how squads are assigned formations, which is impacting squad performance. Oh, you say? So just this problem with it. Give all squad members a roughly equal breathing space regardless of the size of the squad, be it 2 or 6 members. Prevent unwanted clumping when given 2 opposing orders in quick succession. Okay. Stealth-oriented squads to better utilize raiders whenever available, without breaking their formation, but without clumping too much either. I like that. Change unwanted reaction behavior, which would cause squads to break formation and put them unnecessarily into danger. Okay, so all of these are pretty good, except you really have to play with these changes to know if they're actually what, you know, the game actually needs for the formation changes or not. Ghostwire will now self-destruct. I like that. Retreat point decongestion. Oh, okay. So, will halt to retreat 10 meters of their designed. While I like that, it's gonna be sort of making sure that, you know, people don't get stuck in each other or in random objects, and improves the pathing. I think that this is going to decrease the effectiveness of actually, you know, forcing people to retreat and then hitting them with artillery, but I'm not too certain on that. And it would have to be seen how the mechanic actually works in game. Base structure rotation. Okay. Not chase after moving squads, so okay, these are all fine. These are just general changes. Build order. Prioritize vehicles, non-amphetamine. Gun at the attack tank, but not DMGs, thank Jesus. That's great, actually. Anti-infantry parties no longer display the Papasha icon. Okay, that's because obviously they can only have the Papasha at this point. UKF medics have an auto heal toggle. Okay. Attack round ability for the Hey half track, that's good. Handbrake ability, why didn't you tell me so earlier in the half track page? Detection ability reverted to vehicle detection only to 50 units roll. Puma's detection? What is Puma's detection? I really don't know what the Puma detection ability is supposed to be. But that's fine, I guess, to have it be vehicle detection, because it's supposed to be a vehicle hunter. Luke's given to prioritize vehicles. I'm not sure why you would want that, but that's, I guess, very fine. Better to have it than than to not have it. Universal Carry is no longer a valid host for the command vehicle ability. That's hilarious. AVRE given a hold fire command to make bombard ability more responsive. Oh, okay, so basically it's not going to be moving around the turret to fire its machine gun and infantry. Okay, I think that's the point of that. Due to interference with the UKF teching, it will no longer be possible to call gliders or air resupply operations in the base sector. Okay, so they can't fix a bug. Not sure what bug that is. So they just removed the ability altogether, which is actually kind of a nerf to special operations. But oh well. Okay, map updates. Don't really, can't really see that much from text. Bug fixes. Okay, you can read this by yourselves. Tons of bug fixes, hopefully. UI fixes. Okay. So with demo chart, we'll now show a radius of explosion. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I like that. Dishka shield icon. Okay. 120mm mortar shield. Range of squad access now stayed effective versus infantry. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna slowly move on over while I give you my farewells. I'm just gonna slowly move on over the bug fixes so that you can pause and read them better. So I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, I guess, patch review. It's an okay patch. It could have been worse, and it could have been better. It remains to be seen how much they actually broke with the patch, because usually Relic does like to break things with their patches. So I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.